Assalamualaikum and very good morning to ladies and gentlemen. My name is SITI SYAKIRA binti Abdul Aziz, your moderator for today. First of all, I would like to thank you all the audience for joining this forum today, which is we would like to share some benefit and information about our hot topic nowadays. Today, we will talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media and mental health issue in Malaysia. These topics are really current issue that everyone would talk and give some different opinion. That's why I would like to introduce our three special panel who are joining with us. Firstly, I would openly proud to introduce our special panel for today. Our first panel, we have Madam SYAFIQAH, which is the Ministry of Health official. How are you, Madam?
I'm fine, thank you, Ms. Shakira. So my name is SYAFIQAH IZZATY binti Jafri, and I'm super excited to share with you guys about our topic today.
Okay, next, I would like to introduce our second panel, Madam Alia, one of psychology doctor in Malaysia. How are you, Madam?
Thank you to our moderator, Ms. Shakira. I am fine. First of all, I would like to thank you to everyone here for inviting me to join this forum, and hopefully we can share our knowledge and some information about this topic.
And our last panel to discuss in this forum is our medical officer, Miss ASYIKIN. How are you, Miss?
I'm fine, thank you. And a big thanks to our moderator for inviting me to discuss about the good, the bad, and the ugly of media, social, and mental health issue in Malaysia.
Okay, as we know, today's world, many of us rely on social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to find and connect with each other. While each has its benefit, it's important to remember that social media can never be a replacement for real-world human connection. It requires in-person contact with others to trigger the hormones that alleviate stress and make you feel happier, healthier, and more positive. Ironically, for a technology that's designed to bring people closer together, spending too much time engaging with social media can have the bad and ugly side, which is can actually make you feel more lonely and isolated and exacerbate mental health problems such as anxiety and depression. Okay, now I would like to ask what is the good relation of social media and mental health issue in Malaysia. So, what's your opinion, Madam Alia?
Thank you to our moderator, Ms. Shakira, for letting me to share the good or benefit of social media that can be related with our mental health. So, in the era of modernization, most of the work and activity now are using internet to get the information and other facilities like social media that very useful to all people now. So, cannot be denied that the using of social media have many benefits that we can get from it. Furthermore, social media also have bring a good vibe to us, especially during the COVID-19 crisis, which is we can get many information that can guide us during this crisis. Furthermore, the online business platform also get the benefit from using the social media platform, just like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and others. For me, this crisis highlights the particular strength of social media in how they can be used for the second type of purpose, that's community and emotional support. For example, I always see the creativity of many people doing during the lockdown, which is they using this social media as a platform to find a job, like give a practical support to help neighbor who need assistance with grocery shopping. However, they still have people that not take this social media as the platform that can bring benefit to ourselves. For example, the spreading of fake news by people that make troublesome to other people that using social media as the platform to find information. But we as a people must think first before we read and know to distinguish whether the news are true or not. And taking the right direction, we spread a true information only. In general, My advice is to cross-check information that you get through social media with at least 2 other information sources such as government websites and high-quality news outlets. In addition, we all also have a role to play by not further spreading rumors through our social media accounts. So, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alia. Yes, I agree with your opinion that social media have more benefit because it can make more people do online business, and also social media are easiest for all to learn and teach something new on the social media. So now we are already knowing the good side of social media and mental health issue in Malaysia, right? So now I would like to interest to know the bad side of the social media to our mental health that was a really hot issue that was talked by many people nowadays. So what is your opinion, Madam SYAFIQAH?
Thank you, Miss SYAKIRA, our moderator, for letting me to take this opportunity to share with you guys the disadvantage of social media and how can it affect an individual's mental health. Okay, so one of the disadvantages of social media that we often see in many articles is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is often occur in Malaysia, and also rate of cyberbullying cases may increase during COVID-19 pandemic since everyone has to stay at home and most of them will spend their whole day by scrolling through social media, and at the same time, the situation is giving opportunity to cyberbullies to stay active doing their crime. The cyberbullying occur when the bullies assume another identity to anonymously harass the victim. This will lead the bullies become more dominant to harass the victims. They may either impersonate someone else, use a real person's account, or create an entirely fake identity. So, the question is, who is going to be the victim of the cyberbullying? Okay, for your information, most of the cyberbullying victims are the one who has no self-confidence and low self-esteem. The example of cyberbullying is in the shape of online harassment. Much like offline harassment, online harassment involves posting offensive or abusive text messages and inappropriate images to a targeted individual. Harassment actually takes a greater part of the bully to hurt the victim than physical bully. It is because harassment can affect and give a negative impact on the victim's psychology, which breaking their inner self-defense, including affecting their mental health. End up, they would ground themselves in their room and start to overthinking. Soon, their action will cause anxiety and worse, they will develop to depression. When the victim felt threatened, they might be out of control and tend to hurt themselves unconsciously as they feel hopeless, unloved, and sadness after they experiencing constant stress and lowered self-esteem. And the worst part is, when they have the suicidal thoughts, as many cases from the victim that commit to suicide is the cause from cyberbullying. So, in this situation, parents should have take their eyes on their child since they are having more time with their children now. The symptoms that can be identified that tells us that the child may have mental health problem is when their mood often change, always seems sad, has a drastic change to their eating or sleeping patterns, always claiming to be sick more often. Other than that, victims may experience emotional distress, have physical symptoms such as headache, stomachache, and also have trouble sleeping. So I think that's all from me, Miss SYAKIRA. Thank you.
Alright, I can emphasize. We can see already the bad side of social media and mental health issue that are cool information already given by Madam SYAFIQAH, which is the point is cyberbullying. Yeah, as we know, before this, cyberbullying was a hot issue and this issue was taught by all people in Malaysia. But nowadays, because of COVID-19 pandemic, this issue, cyberbullying, become more increased and we as a people should take an action to prevent this cyberbullying from become worse. So, as we know, cyberbullying was the bad side of social media and mental health issue. This situation also can make all people be more depressed. As we know, this topic also have the ugly things that was affected of social media in our mental health, and of course, I would like to hear this answer from Miss ASYIKIN. So, Miss, can you give opinion about this?
Thank you, Ms. Shakira. Besides cyberbullying, there are also a lot of people nowadays who likes to body shaming someone who doesn't have attractive face. As we can see today, people who insecure always surf social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and etc. use fake photo because they feel insecure if they show their real face. They also often envious to people who have natural beauty face with or without makeup. Maybe people who think they are ugly because they have something on their face, such as mole, acne, freckles, or something what makes they feel embarrassed, unconfident, and insecure. This can make they feel like don't deserve to live and drove them into anxiety and depression.
Wow, it's such a detailed explanation from Miss Asyikin. Thank you very much, Miss Asyikin. As we know, body shaming is one of hot issue that got a void where is many people talk about it in Malaysia. Body shaming is we can call that a person who doesn't have an attractive face or body. This situation can make that person feel insecure with everyone surround them. So we as people should be a positive person to give them support, because if we do not give them a support, they can be more depressed and feel like doesn't have more confidence to show their self and on another people. So before I close this forum officially, I would like to ask the question to all our panel today. Okay, so the first question I would like to ask Dr. Alia. Dr. Alia, what are your opinion about how to cope depression, especially during pandemic?
Thank you, Ms. Shakira, for the thoughtful questions. Yes, cannot be denied that during this pandemic, many of us will become stressful because of many reasons, like we don't have work, and that will become a problem in terms of financial and so on. Furthermore, during this pandemic, there have people that live and quarantine themselves alone. This situation make people feel isolated and lonely, and it can increase stress and anxiety. So there are some actions that we can do to cope with depressions, which is we've changed the lifestyle in terms of eating and sleeping. As we know, during this pandemic, most of people don't have anything to do, and mostly they use social media to reduce their bored until affected their sleeping routine. So we have to change the lifestyle with limiting time in use of social media and more do healthy lifestyle, following a normal routine as much as possible, and maintaining social relationships. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your answer, Dr. Alia. Okay, the second question is, I would like to ask what kind of sign which can tell us that someone is struggling with depression. So I want to hear this question from Madam SYAFIQAH.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shakira, for the question. So, usually, someone who is struggling with depression is lack of attention. So what they do is to seek attention in social media indirectly. They won't telling others that they are struggling with depression, but they will post something that is related to their problems. So how to identify? Usually, some posts that contain words such as fear or tired that indicates the mental health concerns, or maybe a phrase such as why bother, feeling sad, I hate everyone, felt worthless, and they may also post sad photos. Photos on Instagram could also be a valuable mood detector. Research shows that people who are depressed post photos that are bluer, grayer, and darker. So I think that's all from me. Thank you, Ms. Shakira.
Okay, the last question I would like to ask before I wrap up the conclusion is how to improve confidence to avoid insecurity. So, what's your opinion, Miss ASYIKIN?
Thank you again, Ms. Shakira. In my opinion, people who are always insecure and have anxiety and depression can be improved by themselves to be the better person. They have to build self-confidence themselves, and they have to prevent themselves from hearing what people say about them. They also need support from their family and friends who care about them.
Thank you very much, Ms. ASYIKIN, for your answer. Okay, so what can I conclude from this forum is social media have their own minor side in anyone's lifestyle. So we as a people need to be positive and be good to everyone to avoid this situation in social media and mental health issue in Malaysia. So for the end, I would like to thank you all for our panel because they spend time for this forum today. Thank you.